My name is Margaret. I am a historical costumer and textile conservator of training, and today I just wanted to introduce myself. I've made a couple of videos on this channel already, so I thought it would be a good time to sort of talk about where I'm coming from, what my background is, and what you can expect from this channel moving forward. I do have some notes here, so I will be referring to those as well. But I kind of just wanted to speak on sort of where I am in my historical costuming journey and sort of where I am with my career, which is textile conservation. So I start off with historical costuming. I've been into historical costuming for quite a while now. I've only made one complete costume, which is a 1790s gown from the American Duchess Guide. And I haven't gone to any historical costuming events, actually. I would love to start getting into that, but since last year was 2020, you got the coronavirus, and on top of that, I ended up moving across the country to attend grad school, actually. So I haven't quite gotten into going to events, but I would love to when things start opening back up. I'm now on the East Coast, so there's a lot more opportunities for that. But historical costuming has been something I've been really interested in because I come from the museum world. I am in grad school for textile conservation, and if you don't know what that is, very simply put, our conservation is the care and keeping for the collection's physical needs in a museum. They can also work in historic houses, doing private practice for just individuals, and also there are some regional labs that service many institutions that may not have conservation labs. So it's a really awesome career. I'm getting to learn a lot in my first year at grad school, and I'm going to be specializing in costumes. So historical costuming sort of blends in with my textile conservation because at work I see all these beautiful, beautiful dresses, and I want them for myself, and I want to be able to make them. And beyond that, for me, how I do my historical costuming is I tend to work in original practice. As much as feasibly possible. It's not quite to the level of, say, technical art history. I'm not going into it that deep, but I do want to reproduce things in a way that could feasibly have been done in the past, but also, allows me to cut corners if necessary, because it is a hobby, so I don't want to stress myself out about it too much. A reason that I wanted to get into doing YouTube, specifically in the costume space, is just because I wanted to be able to connect with the wider community. I've been missing that. I've been missing connecting with a community that really is interested in the same things I'm interested in, and I'm so passionate about this stuff, and I get so excited about this stuff that I just really wanted to be able to share it with everyone, really. I mean, whether you're a friend or family or a stranger watching this, I just want to be able to share my passion about historical fashion. The other reason I wanted to do this channel is that there's not a lot of textile conservation online. I am very new in the field. I am only in my first year of grad school. I had a pretty short pre-program experience, so I do want to be knowledgeable in that subject before I really start sharing more of that. And obviously I want to be respectful to institutions and people I may be working with. So you might not be seeing as much textile conservation on the channel right from the start, but I would like to incorporate more of that into this channel as the years progress. I do want to keep doing this for the foreseeable future. But yeah, if you have any questions about textile conservation, pop them down below. I'd love to do like a short Q&A or just an introduction to textile conservation, just so everybody kind of knows what I'm talking about when I talk about my work. So as for what you can expect from this channel, kind of rambled a bit about that, but I really want to focus on three main categories of videos. The first are my sewing adventures. I am currently working on a Boucher Madame de Pompadour dress, the big blue one that you often see. Dean just did a recreation of this dress, and I've been thinking about doing this recreation and planning on doing this recreation for about a year. I went to Munich in February of 2020, like right before everything happened, and I got to see the original Boucher painting of Madame de Pompadour, and I was like, I need to make this dress. Like, I love that painting. I loved that painting before I saw it, but I was like, I need this dress. I really want to talk about the construction of that dress in the context of that painting and in the context of Madame de Pompadour and in the context of 18th century art, and really kind of get into that. It's also just a beautiful dress, and I think it'll be a really fun project. So that's the first one I'm working on. You should be seeing a video about making the pocket hoops for that project pretty shortly. I've also made the stays for that project, all of it by hand. I did not film the stays, but I will definitely give you a tour if that is something you guys want to see. After that, I have several other projects that I would like to begin. First is an 1860s changeable gown. So this is a, a large 1860s gown with two different bodices, one for evening, one for day. For that project, I would need to construct 18th century like a chemise and probably split drawers. I'll probably do those by machine. I need to make an 1860s corset, and then I need to make an 1860s elliptical hoop skirt, and then a petticoat to go over that, and then the actual dress itself with the two bodices. I have 20 yards of a beautiful like red burgundy silk taffeta to use for that, and I want to decorate it with kind of pleated details and not very elaborately decorated, but definitely some pleating details, maybe some lace on that evening bodice. So still planning out that project, but that is something that will be coming down the pipeline. And then if I get to it, because I'm in grad school, maybe I'll be able to complete this 1860s project. And if I do, I would love to do an 1840s ball gown based off of a Franz Winterhalter portrait that I saw at the Getty about 2 years back. I absolutely love this dress. It's made out of a silk moire, white silk moire, and I was able to buy I think 10 yards of a silk moire on Facebook. Sad to say, it's not a true silk moire. It's like a silk jacquard that is like pretending to be a moire, but I'm still going to use it to make this dress. I still think it's going to be awesome. But that project would include a 1840s chemise, which might be the same as the 1860s, we'll have to see, an 1840s corset, an 1840s corded petticoat, and then the dress itself. So that's, again, like 4 more objects. And then if by some reason I get to it, or these 2 projects might be like interspersed, because I don't know where I'm going to be this summer. I might be here at my apartment in grad school, but I also might be at an internship. Not quite sure with the whole COVID thing going on. I would love to make like a 1770s Italian style gown, like the ones they have in the American Duchess Guide, and then also a 1780s chemise all around. I do have the underpinnings all done for that, and I'm going to make a padded split bum roll, which you're probably going to see in the same video as the pocket hoops, just so I have like 2 18th century foundations all set up. So it would be really easy for me to just make one of those dresses in the interim, where I don't have like this entire lead up of like having to make a corset and then having to make all the skirt sports. Like, so I might finish off an Italian gown this year, or a chemise all around, or both if I get bored of the other projects. So those are the sewing adventures that I want to embark on this year, and I hope to make that part of my channel. That's definitely going to be a part of my Instagram. If you want to follow me over on Instagram, I'm Costuming Conservation on there as well. And you can definitely see the progress on my projects over there. I do story posts when I'm working on things, and then also will update you in actual Instagram posts. And I also post other things over there, like pieces from my collection or interesting things that The other thing I want to do on this channel is kind of the category I'm calling dress discussions. So these are going to be tours of my antique pieces. I am a voracious collector of antique dress, which is unfortunate for my wallet and my closet, and I need to be frankly stopped. I'm on a buying moratorium right now, but I do want to take you through some of my pieces, because I do have some seller pieces that I'd love to share with you. Collecting antique dress is something that I've gotten into in the last year pretty heavily, and it's honestly one of my favorite things. I work in museums. I see these beautiful collections all the time with these beautiful objects, and I'm just like, I just want some of my own. So I've started my own little study collection for my costuming work as well as my conservation work. It's nice to have things that belong to you that you can sort of try things out on before you actually work on, the high stress aspects. I also want to talk about sort of the history of dress in sort of deep dives into certain topics. I have a video in the works about hook and eyes, and sort of identifying hook and eyes and being able to figure out like when a hook and eye might be from, which might sound really tedious and boring, but it's going to be great. I do want to talk a little bit about corsets. I think there's a lot left to be said on that topic in a very nuanced way, so I'd love to do a video about that soon. Unfortunately, I don't have any I don't have a ton of corsets that I've made that fit me. I have a lot of antique corsets, so maybe we'll talk about those. And then I also kind of want to be a resource for costumers and talk about resources. So the video you saw before this is going to be a book recommendation video, and I definitely want to do more of those. I am a big collector of costuming books. I buy books like I own a house. It's really bad. I'm a collector at heart. I really am. You know, I want to be a resource for the costuming community when it comes to the degradation of dress and all this kind of textile conservation knowledge that I have that, you know, not a lot of other people have in the space. It's definitely something I want to incorporate in sort of these discussions of dress and these resources that you can use and all that kind of thing. And then the last, obviously, is my conservation knowledge in and of itself. It's going to be kind of the other category. But I also want to just discuss preservation tips for things in your home and how to take care of antique dress if you do have a collection, because I feel like more and more costumers are getting into having study collections of their own, and I want to be able to be a resource to preserve your study collections for as long as possible. You know, that's kind of it for what to expect for on this channel. Obviously, I'm a new channel, so things may happen. I might get busy. I'm going to try to upload every single week, either on Sunday or Monday, but you never know. Maybe I'll toss in an extra video here and again. And I will definitely update you on my Instagram if I'm having a particularly busy time. Or my first year in grad school, it's sort of stop and start. We have some weeks where we're really busy and some weeks we're not, and then going into next year, I don't know what I will be experiencing. Since this year for me, my first year of grad school has been 100% online up to this point. So next year when I actually go into lab, it might be a little bit different. So my time might be split differently. But you know, I hope that you come along with me on this journey. You can, of course, subscribe down below. That would be fabulous. You can follow me on Instagram, as I said, or you can follow me on TikTok at Costuming Conservation. Over there, it's just going to be more kind of funny videos, but also videos that are sort of the short form of the videos that you'll see here. With that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one.